A member of Historic Hotels of America, the Mizpah Hotel may be found in the city of Tonopah in the state of Nevada. Before the year 1927, the Mizpah and the adjoining Belvada structure were competitors for the title of the tallest structure in the state of Nevada. Every single one of them is just 5 floors tall. Back in the day, the hotel was the social center of Mizpah, and it was called for the Mizpah Mine, which was located nearby. During the time when Tonopah was experiencing a silver boom, the hotel was a popular destination for affluent investors and famous people. One of the earliest luxury hotels in the state, it was there when it opened. These days, it is a combination of contemporary and ancient, and it is widely regarded as one of the most haunted accommodations in the United States. The Mizpah Saloon, which first opened its doors in 1907, was the establishment that came before the hotel, which at the time was one of the oldest buildings in the region. A number of Nevada's most well-known investors, including George Wingfield, Cal Brower, George Nixon, and Bob Govan, were responsible for providing funding for the lodging establishment. Reno resident George Holsworth was the architect who built the motel. The guys who provided the hotel with funding were also the owners of other mining enterprises and businesses in Tonopah. From the sides and the back, the hotel was given a stone facade to cover its exterior. It is still linked to the nearby Brower-Govan block, which was the first Mizpah hotel and continues to operate as such. An elevator was installed in the hotel, which was also the site of the first elevator in Tonopah. The two buildings are connected by a wooden staircase. It is said that Wyatt Earp was the proprietor of the Mizpah Saloon, that Jack Dempsey worked as a bouncer, and that Howard Hughes wed Jean Peters in the Mizpah Hotel. There is a bustle of action. In spite of the fact that some accounts assert that the time of the Mizpah just does not fit in with the lives of these individuals, the hotel is home to a room named after Jack Dempsey and a saloon named after Wyatt Earp. The Mizpah was owned by a number of different people throughout the course of its history, until it was finally acquired by Frank Scott of Las Vegas in 1979. Despite the fact that he brought the hotel up to date by including contemporary comforts, he managed to maintain the old-fashioned romanticism that had first attracted him and his visitors to the establishment in the first place. It took 2.5 years to finish the remodeling of the hotel, which cost $4 million and took a total of 2 years. Since 1999, the hotel has been closed down, and it is now peaceful and calm, with the only people who visit it being the ghosts who name the Mizpah their home. The hotel was acquired by Fred and Nancy Klein, owners of Klein Cellars in Sonoma, at the beginning of 2011. They then proceeded to restore the property and reopen it to the general public in August of the same year. Currently, the hotel has 47 rooms, a bar, and 2 restaurants to offer its guests. On top of that, there are plans to include a casino into the property. Ghost hunters who are interested in experiencing the peculiarity of the Clown Motel and Tonopah Cemetery are among the customers that the motel welcomes these days. These tourists come from all across Nevada and are exploring the region. It is more crucial to note that the hotel is the residence of the Lady in Red as well as other mysterious beings. In the United States, the Mizpah Hotel is considered to be the most haunted hotel. There are rumors that the structure is fully inhabited by spirits, and ever since the hotel first opened its doors, there have been stories spread about unusual happenings that have taken place there. Senator Key Pittman of the United States of America passed away at the hotel in 1940 while being held on ice in one of the hotel's bathtubs, according to a particularly terrible personal account. A name for themselves has been established by the spirits of the Mizpah, who have a history of 111 years of a difficult past in Nevada. The Kleins, who are the present proprietors of the hotel, have expressed their gratitude to the property's ghosts and confirmed that the ghosts take great pleasure in interacting with visitors. At the Mizpah Hotel, there is a ghost that has been said to be that of Rose, a prostitute who was killed. When guests discover that their belongings have magically moved from one location to another, they report her presence. Located on the highest level of the Mizpah, Rose was a lady of the night who was known for her high-class lifestyle. It was a jealous John-turned-lover who wanted her to abandon her line of work that ultimately led to her death by strangulation in the hotel room. Not only did she decline, but she also met her untimely death in the very same room that visitors may now reserve and spend the night in. At the Mizpah, Rose is not the only ghost that is said to haunt the hotel. There is also a soldier who has not been identified who is said to haunt the third and fourth levels of the establishment. The only thing that is known about him is that he passed away at the Mizpah Hotel. His name is unknown. In addition to that, there are two spectral children who are said to haunt the third story. They are most often seen in the halls and rooms of the hotel, where they are known to pull practical jokes on the visitors. It has been claimed by a number of visitors that they have heard somebody laughing and that their doors have opened and closed on their own. You believed that was the end of it? No, not exactly. Not only that, but there are also two bank robbers who were killed by their accomplice while they were doing a robbery. Visitors and employees who chance to find themselves in the basement are claimed to experience shivers and other weird feelings as a result of the presence of their spirits, who are supposed to haunt the basement. Both the Tonopah Cemetery and the Clown Motel may be found quite close to the Mizpah Hotel, which is located just down the street. Tonopah is even said to be under the influence of a curse for some reason. The fire at the Tonopah Belmont mine was the beginning of the so-called Curse of Tonopah. In 1911, the mine fire claimed the lives of 17 workers on February 23. There are two shafts in the mine, one of which is upcast and the other of which is downcast from the manner the mine was created. It was around 5:50 in the morning when the fire was discovered, and after looking for it for over an hour, they discovered that it was burning some lumber that had been placed toward the bottom of the shaft. It was believed that the fire was caused by a little candle that had been kept lighted. When it was originally detected, the superintendent at the time instructed everyone to disregard it and to go to work since the fire was located in a different area when it was discovered. On that particular day, the majority of the miners voiced their opposition, yet, the fear of being fired was sufficient to make them go further into the mines. After some time had passed, the supervisor saw that the flames were rapidly spreading throughout the mines. As a result, the workers were instructed to evacuate the mines, with the exception of those who were actively putting out the fire. Men were dispersed all over the place, lacked proper training, and violated our commands. As a consequence of this, a significant number of them found themselves engulfed in the smoke and flames that were present inside the mine. A reversal of air currents through the mine caused the fire to spread more quickly than the miners were able to escape. This was because of the configuration of the mine. A total of 14 of the guys who passed away are now laid to rest in the Tonopah Cemetery. Those who go to the cemetery claim to have seen weird orbs and sounds that do not belong to them. The true haunting hotspot, however, is the hotel that is located next door. A stone's throw away from an ancient cemetery that is littered with the remains of those who have died in the past, the Clown Motel, which has been given the title of America's Scariest Motel, was constructed. There is a battalion of glassy-eyed circus clowns at the Clown Motel, which is located in the middle of the Nevada state line between Las Vegas and Reno. The proprietors of the motel promise to visitors who stumble in that it is a pleasant and safe place to relax for the night. Residents of the Clown Motel are certain that the establishment is haunted. In the legend, the clown sculptures are said to serve as containers for the ghosts of the miners. The miners' spirits are said to inhabit the dolls and come to life. There have been reports of apparitions traveling to and from the cemetery, and voices that do not belong to any one person have been heard stating things like "we mined and we died that day." If you go back far enough in time, you will find that the Pueblo Native Americans dressed up in clothes that resembled clowns. This allowed them to express their own characteristics and welcome the possessions of spirits that were located nearby. Due to the fact that their identities are always shifting, it is possible that clowns provide connections to the spirit realm. According to the proprietor of the hotel, he has reported hearing footsteps and knocks coming from rooms that are vacant at the motel. At various times during the day, there have been reports of a guy exiting the cemetery and roaming about the site. These occurrences have been documented. When one of the previous owners made an effort to communicate with the ghost, he became frozen and then disappeared without a trace. Furthermore, it has been reported that clowns themselves have been seen leaving the cemetery, complete with balloons.